Are we there yet?
Hey everybody. So today we are in the beautiful province of Ontario, Canada, the town of Welland, and we're gonna go explore Niagara Falls. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to continue our series on how to make a travel vlog and talk about shooting.
We only need the two of us together. I need only you in this crazy world. 'Cause we got love. I need only you here with me.
So the first thing I do when I know we're gonna go on an adventure is I take a second to just think about what kind of equipment I'm going to need. So it's important to think about these things a little bit ahead of time because you don't want to bring equipment that you're not going to use and that's just going to take up space and get in your way. For example, today we're going to Niagara Falls, and I've already looked and I found out that there's a lot of restricted airspace in that area. There's places I could fly the drone, but you know, it's just gonna be a hassle. And it takes time to get out, and this is gonna be a very run and gun day with the kids and everything, so I'm just not even gonna bring it. So the type of equipment that you bring should really be dictated by the type of shots that you wanna get. And the type of shots you wanna get is really dictated by the type of vlog you're trying to make. There's all different types of vlogs. Everyone has their own different style, likes a different look, and so you have to think about these things and you kind of learn them as you go as well. Try new things, experiment every time you go out, and you'll learn what you like, you'll learn what you don't like, you'll learn what works and what doesn't. And eventually you'll continue to improve and improve until you find your niche. And that's a good place to be. So one other thing I almost forgot. Oh look, there's apples on this tree. Cool. Oh gosh. One other thing I almost forgot that's really important is the type of equipment you bring should also be determined by the activity you're doing. So when we go on adventures, we try and bring equipment that is appropriate for that adventure, obviously. If you're gonna be going in a cave, you know, it's a good idea to have things that'll allow your hands to be free. Is this gonna need to be waterproof? Like today, we're going to Niagara Falls. There's gonna be a lot of water. There's gonna be a lot of mist. And so I'm only gonna get out my Sony camera when it's very dry. Otherwise, I'm gonna be shooting with GoPros and with my phone because they're totally waterproof. We're going in. Don't turn them a bunch of extra times, guys. Wow. Is it cool? Is it so funny? Get your rain ponchos. Rain ponchos made of the mist. Lisa, you look ready to get wet. You ready to get wet? You ready for this? Up the boat we go. Yeah, it's wet.
it fun? Thumbs up?
I don't think Brooke likes the Maid in the Mist too much. She wants to go back home.
Put it on and you can be a rain. I think it would be a rain.
Man. Whew. So I was sent back to the car to grab lunch while everyone waits down by the falls. That was fun. That was a fun boat ride. See, you know, I switched back and forth between cameras a whole bunch during that ride. I used the GoPro, I used my phone, and then I also pulled out the Sony when we were far away from the mist to get some of those close-in shots. So it's really all about variety. You know, they say variety is the spice of life. So when you're travel vlogging, the type of shots that you get depends on the kind of story that you want to tell. Is your story about the place you're visiting? Is it about the people? Is it about the experience? Is it the history of the place? That all determines what kind of shots you need to capture. Now, often when I go out shooting an adventure, I don't know what story I want to tell of the place. Sometimes I have an idea, but often I don't. And so I'll kind of find that story in post, but that means I need to take a large variety of shots to be able to have stuff to work with. So one thing that's really important to get familiar with are the types of shots that you can take. And, you know, this is kind of textbook filmmaking, but you can narrow them down into basically three-ish different categories. There's more than that, but 3 is all we're gonna cover right now. You've got your close-up, you've got your medium shot, and you've got your wide shot. If you're able to keep variety, mixing up those shots, your video is gonna be more interesting to watch. Well, that was kind of an exhausting day, but hopefully some of that is helpful as far as how to shoot a travel vlog. Really, it's up to you. It's whatever works for you. My shooting is really kind of sporadic. I take whatever I can get, whenever I can get it, whilst trying to help with the kids and just trying to experience the adventure. But just remember, whichever way you shoot, it's all about the story. It's all about what you're trying to bring across to your viewers. And I think it's also important within that to be sincere as well, which is part of my shooting style. I try and kind of be a little bit raw, you know, that some of the shots are shaky and blurry and not that great, but you know what? They're real. They're in the moment. And I feel like that is an important part of whatever style you shoot. I feel like it's important to be sincere with your audience and really bring across what that place is like, what your experience was like, and tell a story that is going to be enjoyable and will be a memory for you in the future. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Are we there yet?
We only